Oh my God, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever watched in my whole entire life. It made me so mad. Not any old alien invasion, a fake alien invasion. And he's like, am I gonna die? Bro, no, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Hello. So today we're gonna start a new series, Drink and Drama. I don't have nails. Moscow Mule, and it's by 1220 Spirits. Like I said, we're starting something new, so that'll be fun, and I'm definitely gonna need it because we are going to be reacting to a Shane Dawson conspiracy theory video. Welcome, how are you? Hello. My name is Liz Ashley, and I talk about all of the internet and pop culture drama. Now, I don't watch Shane Dawson, right? I've seen Jarvis Johnson do videos about Shane Dawson and his conspiracy theory videos and basically like debunking them. And today I saw a video that Shane Dawson had posted like 4 days ago, and it was a conspiracy theory video. And I was like, you know what? I want to watch this and I want to react to this. And since being canceled like a billion cajillion times, he still has a pretty big audience, and he has since been making conspiracy theory videos. He started doing this conspiracy theory series with his brother, I believe. So strap in. Okay, anyway, sorry, that made me think of something else. Shane Dawson, what he does is he explains all these different conspiracy theories. So there's like, I think it's like 4 or 5 different conspiracy theories that he explains. So he goes through each one, and then at the end, he tries to like put them all together. So let's...
Starbucks and Target stores to snack a limited edition version. Police in Roseville arrested a woman after she was caught with a trunk full of Stanley cups. The cups were valued at nearly $2,500.
So his first conspiracy theory is about the Stanley Cup, and basically about how they got so big. When this happened, I was like, oh my gosh, we are totally in late stage capitalism. Like, that's where we are, baby.
In 2019, the Stanley Cup made $70 million, but just a few years later, in 2023, in 1 year, they made $750 million.
The thermoses have just exploded over the past years, going to $750 million this year.
How did they do that? Well, in May of 2020, they hired a new global president. Meet Terrence Riley.
In May 2020, Terrence Riley was hired as Stanley's global president.
So who is Terrence Riley? Well, before Stanley, he was in a chief marketing role at Crocs.
It is all thanks to a marketing executive who's credited with the Crocs rebirth a few years back.
Trying to project this as some sort of like conspiracy theory, like, oh my God, they hired the guy from Crocs. This is gonna be the whole theme of this whole conspiracy theory video, is that capitalists are doing unethical things, and instead of understanding that it's capitalists doing unethical things, it has to be this grand conspiracy.
He hired an agency that was dedicated to helping Stanley build their TikTok.
Just a few months ago, they tapped an agency as their dedicated TikTok agency.
Something about Stanley went very viral. Weirdly enough, on TikTok.
This video here is going viral all over social media. A woman posted a TikTok showing how her Stanley Cup survived a car fire.
What Shane is getting to in this conspiracy theory is that he thinks that this is all fake, that this is all just a marketing tactic to get people to buy more Stanleys. And what he does is he actually has like a fire pit, and he puts his Stanley in there, and of course it like melts.
Oh my God.
The video's a lie.
The video's a lie.
Pay for that. That marketing campaign was genius.
It's like completely melts. And so he kind of proved that it was probably a marketing stunt, which, I mean, I wouldn't put it past them, honestly. Like, do I think it's unethical to do that? Yeah. We are going crazy over this Stanley Cup because of marketing that they lied to us about. And then he goes into how like there's lead in it, and he's like, oh, we'll talk about that later. But we don't really talk about that later, like actually at all.
Your car.
1146 and a new warning for drivers. Your car may not exactly be the sanctuary you think it is.
Well, the bells and whistles that come with new cars are not just there to improve your driving experience.
All that fancy technology in a new vehicle could allow companies to spy on you.
Now we're gonna get into how our cars are watching us.
Places like the TikToks of the world, it's everyone. Food apps, game apps, dating apps.
I am so over the fear mongering on TikTok. Literally every other social media tracks the same amount of information as TikTok. Honestly, like xenophobic, okay? It really, really is, because TikTok is no different than any other social media platform that uses your data the same way TikTok does. It is the same thing. Basically, what he's gonna get to is that when we plug our phones in, and in all of these smart cars, it tracks your data. I have with my insurance, it tracks how I drive. So you don't have a choice really in the privacy matter. It's not some big conspiracy. It's literally happening because we do not have the correct regulations or laws in place to stop it from happening. And Shane eventually gets to the point where he's like, and who's the worst company that does this? Tesla, of course, which is really not at all surprising.
Tesla was created by the same guy that now wants to put a chip inside of your brain.
The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has given Neuralink clearance last year to conduct its first trial to test its implant on humans.
They have a new product. It's called telepathy.
The product has been given the name telepathy, and the plan is for it to enable control of a phone, computer, or almost any linked device just by thinking about them.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about Neuralink. Now, let me preface this with, I hate Elon Musk, okay? I do not think he is a smart person. I think he hires smart people to do the things to make the cars. Do I like Neuralink? No, because they test on animals. And I do not like animal testing. I am against animal testing. With all that being said, this technology is not being made to put a microchip in your brain to control you. Okay, that's not why this is being made. It is being made for people who are paralyzed. This would help them be able to do things without having to move, with them just thinking about it. That is what this is for. Do I think Elon Musk is the person to be doing this? No, I don't. But Shane is trying to make this a conspiracy theory when it is not.
Knows their children and still promotes all this crap to them because, well, why the fuck not, right?
Some estimates suggest the global skincare market could reach $167 billion by 2030.
Why is Gen Z aging so fast?
And so he goes into why is Gen Z aging so fast, and he takes that from like the Sephora kid craze to this, they're like brainwashed by TikTok, they're brainwashed by the algorithm, and why is the algorithm giving them all of this skincare when they're kids? Again, capitalists doing unethical things. Like the whole thing, he gets into how blue light is like aging us and how we're all on our phones and that's why it's aging us, and that we're gonna turn in, this is Mindy, we're gonna turn into Mindy. We're gonna turn into Mindy according to Shane Dawson.
We're going to evolve into, because of our addiction to technology, Hunchback, Tech Claw, 90-degree elbow, Tech Neck, a thicker skull with a smaller brain.
Yeah, so this is not true. This is not true. And I saw this article about it. They're still questioning the possibility of these horrifying predictions being correct. One expert told Nude 24 Mindy is a vast exaggeration. A researcher and lecturer in biology and anthropology at Free State University, Dr. Petra Mass, PhD anatomy, teaches about the human body, especially the skeleton and how it changes over time. She said, and this article quotes, sadly, I don't know why she said sadly, Mindy is a vast exaggeration of the process of human change over time. And though anything is theoretically possible, the project is based on quite dubious science.
Realize this is what I found when I looked at it under the microscope. I found microplastic.
Yeah, cancer-causing microplastics.
Microplastics make their way into our bodies through food and water.
What are the potential side effects of this? Oh, just birth defects, cancer, diabetes, infertility, neurodevelopmental disorders, and so much.
This is my favorite one. He's talking about how we have plastic in our food. Again, this is not a conspiracy. Our food system is not a conspiracy. It is capitalists doing unethical things. All of these freaking companies, what they do is they discard of things into waterways, into different like dumping sites, and it gets into our soil, it gets into the water, and we start having problems. Regulations that we do have, they just get a fine, they pay it, and then they're done. That is why we have microplastics everywhere, because you cannot get rid of plastic.
Adding a bunch of shit to it, a bunch of weird chemicals.
And then this man wants to go off about food, right? About food and how this freaking ice cream sandwich doesn't melt. And they have this whole thing where these scientists, they're like, oh, it's gummy, it's gummy.
You feel it in your mouth. Higher quality ice creams melt clean on the mouth. This is notably gummy, and it has an almost foamy feel on the tongue.
They're saying gummy. It probably has like Xanax gum or whatever the hell it's called in it. If you ever look at the ingredients, that is in a lot of stuff. We do not regulate a lot of the stuff that's in our food. Do you know who does? In Europe, they have outlawed like 40 leg red or whatever it's called because it causes cancer. Have we done that in America? No. This is so frustrating because it's like these are legitimate issues and they legitimately need to be taken on. It's gross that it doesn't melt, but like, I'm sorry, that does not surprise me. I used to work at Steak and Shake, and Steak and Shake does not use real ice cream for their shakes. It is like called Shake Base or something. And like, this is a normal thing because it's cheaper to use these additives so they make more profit.
Hello, everybody. And he's about to break down one of the scariest, most intense, and dangerous theories of all.
I will say, when I was doing research about this, there was moments where I felt like, I don't know if I want to do this. You know, it's like, this is feeling way too real, and it doesn't even feel like a conspiracy anymore.
Oh, no. They're like, am I gonna die? Am I gonna get killed because of this? Oh my God, am I gonna die because of this? No, you're not gonna die because oh my God. This is the most ridiculous conspiracy theory. Is
Is a fake alien invasion taking place?
Not an alien invasion, a fake alien invasion. Not any old alien invasion, a fake alien invasion. So his brother goes into this convoluted conspiracy theory that makes absolutely no sense, that they just took all these other conspiracy theories and tried to fit them in this conspiracy theory. And he's like, oh, it's so real, like it's really happening, like oh my gosh. This conspiracy theory was made up by some Canadian conspiracy theorist and has since been adopted by a lot of right-wingers and a like right-wing evangelical pastor named Tex Mars. Now, I looked up Tex Mars and all I got were really weird conspiracy theory videos. He's not alive anymore. He died at 75 in 2019. But this man, Tex Mars, believed in the guy that they're talking about, Serge Monstad. So Serge Monstad was a conspiracy theorist from Canada, and he wrote a book called Project Blue Beam. And that's what this conspiracy theory is based on. And that's what his brother is saying.
Project Blue Beam was originally introduced by a gentleman named Serge Monstad in 1994. And he broke down how they were going to achieve this fake alien invasion into several steps.
There's like, I think it's four different steps in this conspiracy theory.
UAP, crash retrieval, and reverse engineering program.
Wait, what is the UAP? So it used to be unidentified flying objects, but now they've restated it as UAPs.
Last year, the House Intelligence Committee held a hearing on UAPs,
Which is
Unidentified aerial phenomena.
so they even have like a more legit name for it.
First of all, I remember when that was happening. And funny enough, my dad is actually a pilot. And we go to this convention every year in Oshkosh. It's EAA, it's the biggest pilots convention. And NASA is always there. And there was this one lecture, they have like lectures and stuff. There was this one lecture about UAPs and UFOs and talking about how, you know, pilots and other people in NASA and in the military have seen certain things when flying. And you know what he said? He said the most common reason recently has actually been because of Elon Musk. Elon Musk has a space, whatever, I don't even know what it's called. It's something in space. I'll find a picture and put it up here. Basically, there's something with it that makes it reflect, and so pilots can see this like light that's going around. Now, do I think aliens are real? Yes. I don't think we're the only people in this universe. What they're saying right now is the first step of this whole conspiracy theory is that the government either like talks about it or like leaks documents about it so that we believe that there are aliens. So we believe that this could really happen, that we could really be invaded by aliens, right? Because remember, they said it was a fake invasion. And so first, the government, or they, the elusive they that they keep saying, who is they?
The second phase is to basically have us all be able to imagine what this would look like right? And the best way to do that is through movies and predictive programming.
So what is predictive programming? The subtle form of psychological conditioning.
Okay, so the second step, what they're saying is called predictive programming, where they basically make movies about alien invasions and make apocalyptic movies so that we can envision it happening. So if it really happens, it doesn't seem out of the norm, or it doesn't seem so hard for us to fathom it happening because we've seen it before. And one of the things that they keep bringing up is The Simpsons. Now look, I used to believe in that Simpsons conspiracy theory. I used to think it was like a time traveler or something, or that something was weird about it. Of course, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't know. I mean, it is a little weird. I feel like they're just good at predicting things.
The Simpsons, the long-running cartoon, has been, of course, known for its incredible ability to predict the future.
To acquaint the public with planned societal changes.
You may remember when Lisa referred to a President Trump 16 years before he was elected.
The third step is they will actually project holographic images into the sky to actually make us see the alien invasion.
Seriously, this is the conspiracy theory. I'm not even joking. This is the conspiracy theory. It is so ridiculous. So the third step is basically like, oh, they're gonna put like chips in our brain and they're gonna like brainwash us into believing that this is happening.
But for many, a microchip in the brain feels like something out of a movie.
And will accept them as natural progressions.
Like 2015's Kingsman: The Secret Service, where Samuel L. Jackson plays an eccentric billionaire who tries to control the world using neural implants.
Mankind is the virus, and I'm the cure.
Now, let me tell you something. I love The Kingsman. That's a great movie. And I think it's funny that they kind of made it like Elon Musk. But again, this chip is not for regular people. It is for people who are paralyzed. They are not telling you that, even though it is widely known. They are not telling you that because that wouldn't fit with their conspiracy. Also, another little flaw in this plan. Do you think everyone is just gonna go get surgery? One, how is everyone going to afford to pay that in our American healthcare system? Do you think our government is going to pay for that? Do you think that they are going to pay for us all to get a surgery, a pretty severe surgery in our head? Do you think that they're going to pay for that? Do you think that that's something they're just going to give everyone? Like, no, this is so unrealistic. It's so ridiculous.
And then the fourth step is that basically at that point we're all united, and then they're going to have us go into underground bunkers. They're going to put us into submarines, and the few that are lucky enough are going to survive this into the world.
And then step 4 is literally 3D holographic things coming down and making us see an apocalypse and making us believe there's an apocalypse. They, again, who is they? He just says they want us to think that aliens are going to be evil and that they're just going to come kill us all. Because why? Because why would they want to kill us all? This elusive they, why would they want to kill us all? I really don't know. I'm really not sure, because all of these they people seem to be people in the government or people in the upper echelon, billionaires, millionaires, right? Okay, well, those people, those millionaires and billionaires and the government, they need us, okay? They need us to work our jobs, to make them money. That's what they need. Killing us, this is why I don't understand these conspiracy theories when they think, oh, they're just trying to kill us all. Why? How would that benefit them? We are doing all of the work, like I said. Elon Musk hires people for these companies. He is not making Neuralink. He is not making Teslas. That's not what he's doing. He's hiring people to do it for him. They are the laborers. Without them, he would not be a billionaire. And so why would he want to kill them? In this grand conspiracy theory,
Bring this to real life, just to add that element of reality to it.
Definitely a craft. He said, and not of this world.
And it's crazy because in 1987, Ronald Reagan was the president. It was also like an actor, which is kind of crazy to think about. Made a speech.
Worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
And this was, what, almost 30, 40 years ago that he said this. So, I mean, was he saying it because it sounded cool, or was he saying it foreshadowing something he knew was going to happen, and he just wanted to warn us about it?
okay, so this whole part like really frustrated me when I first watched this. First of all, because Carrie Lake's in it, like that's so wild. Just like a random appearance of Carrie Lake, who is a wild. Basically, he's saying that in Arizona, there was this UFO sighting, and that it was that he's not saying that it was real. He's saying that they had to make it look real, that the elusive they had to make it look real. And so they had to make this thing in the sky to make it people really believe in aliens. And now he's talking about how Ronald Reagan in a speech talked about aliens. But what they don't tell you is that they're clipping it out of context. Okay? I don't like Ronald Reagan. I hate him, okay, with a passion. But they literally took him out of context. They were like, oh, he mentioned aliens and an alien invasion in his speech. Why would he do that? That was in the 80s. Why would he do that? No, let me read you what he said. Okay, let me read you what he said. He said, in our obsession with antagonisms of the moment, we often forget how much unites all the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bond. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from this outside world. And yet I ask you, is it not an alien force already among us? What could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our peoples than war and the threat of war? So literally what they clipped out of context was saying, I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we are facing an alien threat from an outside world. And yet, I ask you, is it not an alien force already among us? That's what they clipped out of context, being like, oh my God, was he trying to say something? Was he trying to make us believe that there are aliens? Why would he say that? And then they clip out the very last part that gives the context. It says, what could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our peoples than a war and the threat of war?
We're going to see the flying saucer above us, and we're not going to be able to distinguish whether it's real or not because technology has gotten to a point where they can make it appear. I mean, I know in 2015 in China, you could see there was like a floating city that no one could really explain it at this point, but it looked like there was a legitimate cityscape in the middle of the clouds. And on top of that, what?
This video surfaced out of China, and it looks like their city is floating in the clouds.
And it's called the city in the sky. No one's ever been able to really explain it. So that, to me, that proves the ability to project these things.
And then they said that the 3D thing can totally happen, that can totally happen, that we can totally make 3D images in the sky because there was this floating city in China. No, that's not what it was. I looked on Snopes. It's not real. And they look like clouds. They look like clouds. The clouds just look like a city, but apparently it was something when severe weather conditions. But it became this like big conspiracy theory because everyone's like, oh my God, there's a city in the sky. They were clouds. It's an optical illusion. Literally clouds, and Shane's just like, oh my God, really? The American education system has really failed us. It has just really failed us as a nation.
Why do we have nuclear bombs in the first place? You know, if one of them goes off, we're all dead.
No one wants to disarm nukes. Why is no one disarming nukes? First of all, to literally, again, the American education system has really just failed us all, because if you're sitting here and you were asking me and you think that that the reason that we have nuclear bombs is because they want to stage a fake alien invasion, I don't know what to tell you. Have you seen what's going on around the world? Oh my God. Do you know the only people who have ever used a nuclear bomb? Us, America. We're the only ones. And so it's the fact that he added nuclear bombs is like something that they're just the only reason we have that. The only reason we have them, the only reason that they're not disarming them is because they want to stage a fake alien invasion.
Mark Zuckerberg is building a wall, reportedly being built as a sound barrier for his 700-acre beachfront Kauai property.
And the question is, what do they know that we don't know, right? How many have seen The Last of Us in the zombie apocalypse? I mean,
Okay, so then the people that are left not underground, what happens?
Well, obviously we know that there's not aliens that are blowing up the planet. So my theory is that all the nuclear bombs that are all over the globe are going to basically go off, and those that are underground are going to hear it and they're going to feel it. They're going to say, "Oh, I hear it. It's happening. It's happening." When in reality, it's just them setting these bombs off. And the people that are on the surface, who cares? Because they're about to be dead. They ain't going to tell a story of what really happened, right? They're just going to be decimated.
So they're saying, oh, all these billionaires and millionaires, they want to leave. They're trying to leave in space. They're trying to leave in bunkers. They have these big bunkers. Why are they doing that? Why are they trying to leave? They know something's going to happen. Do you know what's going to happen? Do you know what's already happening? It's called climate change. Yeah, and they're the reason that this is happening. All of these, again, capitalists doing unethical things, they're the reasons that this is happening. And so do you know what they're doing? They're trying to scapegoat it, and they're saying, F all you people, and I'll live in a bunker, even though that's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Climate change is going to affect us all. It is going to affect us all no matter what. It may take a little longer to affect them because they have money, but it will affect us all. And so it's really ridiculous to sit here and be like, oh my God, why is this happening? Why are they doing this? Again, there are real solutions to these real problems. This is not a conspiracy.
And you know, like, I know it sounds kind of crazy and whatever, but the fact that Serge Monta, he wrote this in 1994. Independence Day came out in July of 1996. And he died in December of that same year. Not only did he die in December of that year, he had some like very rare form of a heart attack that killed him.
And then they say, oh, well, this guy died right after he wrote this book. This guy died. And he's like, some rare form of heart attack. Again, I looked this up, and he did not die he died from a heart attack. It wasn't some rare form he died from a heart attack.
The last thing they want is for us to take over. You can't control somebody with a free thinking mind. They have to be either in fear or incapacitated mentally. So they just need to wipe the slate clean and just start over with a couple thousand people that they can brainwash into doing whatever they want.
May I remind you, this is a conspiracy theory. This is what the conspiracy theory is in a nutshell. That they are going to make us believe that they're aliens just so they can stage a fake alien invasion. So that way they can use nuclear bombs, which again, I don't know exactly how they got into this, but they could use nuclear bombs so it is a real apocalypse. Even though it was supposed to be a fake one, it's going to be a real one because they're going to take the bombs off, and then all the millionaires and the billionaires and the elusive theys that they're talking about are going to go into their bunkers, and then we're all going to either die, or all of the people who go with them to these bunkers will live, and then they'll have this fresh new crop of brainwashed people that they can do what with? Work every day until they die? Because we're already doing that, man. We're already doing it. So I'm not really like, this is my problem with conspiracy theories, is like, they're like, yeah, they're going to do all this stuff to us. And it's like, for what? For why? Like, the reason they're going to brainwash us, they all want us to just be brainwashed. Dude, we live in a capitalistic society. We go to work every day and we make other people rich. That is what capitalism is. And the only reason that all of these things are happening, and a lot of these things are actual problems, and they don't need to be in some sort of out of this world extraterrestrial freaking conspiracy theory. There are real problems that are happening that are not being addressed because we live in a capitalistic society, because our government is in on it with the capitalists, because we have lobbyists, because we don't have regulations and we've deregulated like every industry. That is why all this is happening. And so to sit here and to make it into some right-wing conspiracy where only free thinkers are the ones getting out of this is really ridiculous, and it does nothing but harm everyone, because now everyone believes in your stupid conspiracy theory that makes no sense, and you're sitting here like, should I post this? Oh my God, should I post this? And he's like, am I gonna die? Bro, no, shut up.
Getting progressively more and more believable as more and more alien stuff comes out. I feel like it's almost the news. I feel like everybody's setting us up. So when do you think this is going to happen?
I would imagine it's going to happen relatively soon.
So should I not post it? I would think the people that wrote this both died.
And he's like, oh, but it's real, and you believe it because it's happening, because they're making chips. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna lose it. This is the most ridiculous thing. I swear, people will come up with any excuse, with any conspiracy theory, just to not blame capitalism for what's going on. It is really ridiculous. Someone like Shane Dawson that still has like over 1 million views at this point. It's 1.5 million views right now. Now, just 4 days ago, so it's gonna get higher. And I read the comments, and some people are literally like, wow, I never knew this was happening. This is This is how I learn about things. I'm not joking. People said that in the comments. And I'm so done. I'm done. I literally, in my outline, it's just all caps. Like, oh my God, I can't believe they're saying this. Oh my. That's the video today. Tell me if you like this, if you like me talking about this topic, about Shane Dawson, about conspiracy theories, and debunking them because they need to be debunked. I almost went down that rabbit hole of conspiracy theories, and it is a right-wing rabbit. Oh my God, I keep saying wabbit. It is a right-wing rabbit hole, okay? And it is a dangerous rabbit hole to go down, okay? It's not good for your mental health. Thanks for watching. Thank you for watching. If you've made it this far, seriously, thank you so much for watching. Please drop an alien emoji down below or say alien or something. I would love that. And tell me what you think about all of this, please. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. And last week I said I was gonna post my New York vlog and I didn't. But I'm gonna post it this week. So again, if you're still here, thanks. Watch that. And I will see you in a couple days. And bye. Bye. I am still so stressed. Okay, bye. See you soon. Bye. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all the things. Bye.